Here we go, 20 overhead squats, 185 for the men, 500-meter row, 3 handstand walk pirouettes, and into the 2 seated legless rope climbs. Getting back to that wall, 20 strict chest to wall handstand push-ups, working our way back up the list to the finish line. And it is going to all come down to execution and efficiency. Once you've dialed those 2 things in, we can layer in the intensity, and that is the name of the game in this task. And blast the barbell. You can manage your work on the row, but keep that fresh for the bar.
Here are the 10 men in the 6th and final heat. Noah Olson in lane number 9, looking for his 10th career appearance at the CrossFit Games.
Now Noah has the skill set to do very well in this test, but can he pace himself out early to succeed on the back half?
Luke Parker is in 9th place with 349 points. He still has some work to do to get himself safely inside the cut line.
He's had a roller coaster of a weekend, 21st, 4th, 17th, 3rd, 15th. So he's either outside the top 15 or bottom 15 or inside the top 5. We'll see which one shakes out for this, but Luke Parker, pressure is mounting, being in a qualifying spot for the first time in his career.
Well, Nate Ackerman in heat 4 had the top time at 11:09. Spencer Panchik went out and shaved about 50 seconds off that at 10:17. We'll see if anybody can take a significant chunk off of his mark here in heat 6.
As it stands right now, Panchik 46 points out of a qualifying position, made up 40. Now, a couple things can happen. If he holds the same top time with these 10, that lead will extend. If they all beat him, that lead's gonna shrink because those points decrease as you bump down the leaderboard.
Will Morad and Noah Olson, the first 2 men to the rower. Sam Cornwallier and Dallin Pepper behind them. Here comes Roman Krennikov, Jeff Adler, Luke Parker, and Jason Hopper. And now Alex Vigneault is there, along with James Sprague at the far end of the floor. He's in the yellow shirt at the very back there.
To the game. One of these fellas do not want to lose it on the final day here of competition.
Nice relaxed row pace for Will Morad and Noah Olson.
Semifinal. These athletes settling to 500 meters on that row.
Well, early on, James Sprague, who's in 10th place overall, is towards the back here in this heat, but still a lot needs to be done here.
Oh, we have a lot of work left to go, but for Sprague, it's one of those tests that he's a little bit of damage control potentially for Sprague.
Mike Arsenault has more on James Sprague. Mike?
Well, when we talk about the biggest comebacks in CrossFit event history, of course, we think back to the Syndicate Crown when Will Morad made up an 81-point gap in one event against James Sprague. James finds himself in a qualifying spot right now. I asked him if that issue from last year has entered into his mind mentally whatsoever. He said, mentally, no, not at all. He had a glaring weakness in that event last year. That is not the case in Test 6, Test 7. In fact, he says Test 7 coming up is going to be his best event of the week. He shored up his weaknesses, so we'll see if he can maintain that game's qualifying spot here in 2023.
I think one of the things people forget about last year is we talk about the 81-point deficit that Will Morad made up, assuming that Sprague was in a 5th place position. James Sprague was in 3rd place in that position. That's how wild that finish was last year at semifinals.
Just about every judge has his or her hand in the air as these men get set to finish up their 500-meter row. And no shock, it's Roman Krennikov who's off first.
Meanwhile, he was taking a nap on the rower and still finished faster than everybody.
Noah Olson and Dallin Pepper are out along with Sam Cornwallier.
3 pirouettes along this. It does not have to be unbroken end to end. Just these 5-foot segments must be done unbroken. But you have a pirouette every other segment. The one thing that can't happen is the hand touch the outside lane lines.
Krennikov is through first. Noah Olson is right behind him, as well as Sam Cornwallier. Roman right to work. Will Morad in lane number 8 chalking up his hands. Noah Olson now getting to work on his 2-seated legless rope climbs. Krennikov is already through 1.
You guys are just joining us. The standards here is that you must be seated from the floor, hands below the bottom tape line. To initiate the climb, your feet must lift off the ground and then you can start climbing. The hands must be at or above the top tape line.
Olsen and Morad on the left there with their second reps, and now they'll move to the wall. Dallin Pepper in lane 4 is also on his handstand push-ups, as is Jason Hopper.
Krennikov got a no rep on his second one just for extension at the top. Shoulders must be stacked over the hands, over the elbows, that full open upper body to lock out.
Left side of your screen is our overall leader, Jeff Adler. Coming off a test win in test number 5 yesterday. He's got 2 wins so far this weekend. Noah Olsen took out a big chunk of that set of 20 before he broke, and he is flying through these. Now just 3 left, 2. This will be the last one, and Noah Olsen heading back to the rope.
And he's behind Will Morad to his left. Morad just ripped off 20 in a row.
Will Morad with 1 rope climb done. Sam Cornway on the left is also on his second and final set. Cornway a 5th place overall. 1 test number 3.
Roman, bottom right side of your screen, struggling a little bit with these last 5 handstand push-ups.
Roman is one of the bigger guys out there. Will Morad heads back to the handstand walk pirouettes, and Cornway and Olsen will join him soon. Here comes Noah Olsen. Morad not able to get through that first one.
It's like Cornway got no rep on the left side of your screen. And those are big, big reps when we're talking the seated legless climb. And Morad, this is one of those things that actually is stemming from the legless climb, is that the climb is going to take away a lot of that upper body strength and that time under tension, that pull. Morad feeling it on those pirouettes.
Jeff Adler has now moved himself into 3rd place on the left side of your screen as Noah Olsen gets started on his second and final 500-meter row. Dallin Pepper is getting set to go through his 3 handstand pirouettes. He's just kicked up.
Noah Olsen, 36 seconds ahead of Spencer Panchek's pace in the previous heat. Morad should be ahead of that as well. Morad had that little stumble early, but once he figured it out, he actually went unbroken the rest of the way.
Here comes Roman Krennikov, and now Dallin Pepper as well in the black shorts, no shirt. Adler will get himself onto the rower along with Will Morad and Noah Olsen. Noah Olsen coming in 8th place overall, 359 points, as Sam Cornway still has 1 rep remaining here.
Oh, that was close. That was close.
That was very close. They did give it to him. Noah Olsen continues to lead and takes the time to give a wave to the crowd. Roman Krennikov now just got onto the rower.
So that means he'll get out 10 seconds ahead of everybody.
Luke Parker is also onto the rower. Dallin Pepper as well. 6 men going through their 500 meters here as Sam Cornway is about to be number 7. And Jason Hopper as well. Noah Olsen is done. 10 minutes, 17.76 seconds for Spencer Panchik is the top time right now.
Noah Olsen, like the Piston. Orlando, where you at?
Yes. Noah Olson, for better or for worse, lives off the vibe of the crowd, and he gives it back as much as they give to him. And
Will Morad has started his overhead squat. And now Jeff Adler getting set for his first 10. But Noah Olson looking to pick up the test win here and get one big step closer to his 10th trip to the CrossFit Games. Final rep. And Noah Olson is going to take test 6. .932.70 seconds. Will Morad is across. He'll take second place. The third place still up there for Jeff Adler, who has 10 reps remaining. Third best time now, 10:17. Roman Krennikov is on to the overhead squats. Dallin Pepper and Luke Parker both getting ready to begin.
Adler's important. Stay ahead of Jason Hopper and Dallin Pepper to maintain that first place position overall that he has. Krennikov, who's on outside looking in, currently sitting in 4th, can inch a little bit closer to that podium position with Jason Hopper just getting off the rower.
Well, Spencer Panchik's going to take 3rd. That'll lock up 94 points for him as he looks to get into a qualifying spot. Adler is now across the finish line. Adler will take 4th place in the test, 10 minutes, 30.73 seconds. Roman Krennikov has his final rep in front of him. He's done. And Luke Parker getting ready to start his final set of 10. Dallin Pepper's got 3 left. Pepper will be the next man to finish. Pepper in the middle of the floor is in. And now Luke Parker, 9th place, coming in, 349 points.
Needing 3 more reps, 2 more reps, about ready to finish, holding strong. It's gonna be.
And Parker is in. Now, meanwhile, James Sprague, who came in 10th place overall, only 7 points up on Jack Farlow, is still on the rower. Sam Cornoyer is in, and there goes Jason Hopper across the finish line. So Alex Vigneault and James Sprague, the only 2 men left on the floor.
They look at Austin Hatfield, who is holding on to that 12th place position. We look at Spencer Panchik, who is behind by 46 points. As it stands, Hatfield's time, or his score from the previous heat, is 23rd overall. Panchik's down 3 spots. So Panchik, 23rd place is gonna get you 44. Panchik sitting at 94. That's now
a 50-point
swing, out by 46. It looks like he could be in by 4 points coming into the final test.
Here comes James Sprague, Noah Olson, and Dallin Pepper there to cheer him on.
Sprague in lead number 10, giving away. 5 reps in.
Sprague again was only 7 points up on Jack Farlow for 10th place. Ron Ortiz and James Sprague's dad right there.
Ron Ortiz, a designated dad to the CrossFit community. Just look at these shoulders, the elbows, everything. Just straining to do everything he can to hold that overhead position.
Alex Vigneault is moving to his final set of 10 at the other end of the floor. He's got Adler and Krennikov along with Luke Parker out there cheering him on.
Think about the other heat. Let's go.
Vigneault just dropped his first attempt to get to the Sprague.
This is the final rep for James Sprague, and we'll find out where he sits in this test, and he is in. Sprague is going to finish 24th.
42 points for Sprague.
Now final 3 reps for Alex Vino.
5 for 514 total.
Noah Olson is going to pick up 100 points. He came in 8th place overall. Chucking a shirt into the crowd. You always worry about Noah Olson when he's out front early, but he held on here.
He did. He held on in a big way, and as he inched towards the back half of this test, you get Noah Olson in front of a crowd in the lead. That's a hard man to beat, and you can just see him feeding off the fans, even counting the reps with them.
Noah Olson gets the test win, 100 points, one step closer to another trip to Madison, and he is with Mike Arsenault.